Hi students, today we will see the second topic from part 2 mathematics, that is parallel lines. In this topic we will study properties of angles formed by parallel lines and its transversal. Second one, the test of parallelness of two lines. Next is use of properties of parallel lines. Now, for that, first let us recall. You know that the two lines which do not intersect each other are known as parallel lines. You can see here the lines which are coplanar and do not intersect each other are called parallel lines. Here, this is the plane, and this line L and line M, they do not intersect each other. So, these two lines are parallel lines. Line L parallel line M. Okay. Now, they given here that hold a stick across the horizontal parallel bars of a window as shown in the figure. How many angles are formed? Suppose in this figure I will show you here how many angles will you get. Suppose two parallel lines we'll consider. We'll consider the two parallel lines such as L and M. And this line just I will extend here, and this one N. Suppose these three are parallel lines and this is the transversal. We'll denote this as T. Then here you will get two angles. Okay, downside two angles means total four angles you will get here nearby the line L. Then M's there four angles and N's there also you will get the four angles. If two parallel lines will be there and we will draw the transversal, then you will get the total 8 angles. Okay, I will show you again this by drawing the two parallel lines. Suppose I will draw here two parallel lines L and M, and here the one transversal. So here I will get 1, 2, 3, 4 angles. Nearby the point, I will give here name L, M and this T. Here I will write the point A and B. Nearby point A I will get 4 angles. Same way nearby point B also I will get 4 angles. Total 8 angles. Now already in 8th standard you have studied these pairs of angles. If you have the two parallel lines and one transversal passing through the parallel lines. Now, do you recall the pairs of angles formed by two lines and their transversals? In figure 2.1, line N is the transversal of line L and line M. Look here. Here also they showed that there are total 8 angles. Okay, here in all 8 angles are formed. Pairs of angles formed out of these angles are as follows. You know that here they showed the angles by A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H. Okay, now we'll see the pairs of angles. Here, if two lines are in parallel to each other and transversal intersects to that lines, then we will get the intercept. Okay, here I will show you the intercept. This is the intercept formed by two parallel lines and one transversal. Okay, now and nearby that intercept you will get the four angles. Now within that you will get the pairs of corresponding angles, pairs of alternate angles and interior angles. Within that there are four pairs of corresponding angles, Then 4 pairs of alternate angles. In that alternate angles, you will get the 2 pairs of interior alternate angles and 2 pairs of exterior alternate angles, as well as you will get there the pairs of interior angles. Now in this figure we will see all these pairs. Okay, now here they given already pairs of corresponding angles. You can see here these sides D and H. Now these sides A and E. Okay, A and angle E. After that, angle C and angle G. Okay, C and angle G. Now remaining pair is angle B and angle F. Angle F. These all pairs are pairs of corresponding angles. Now we will see the pairs of alternate interior angles. These are, look, alternate angles interior, which are these? C and E, as well as B and H. These are the pairs of alternate interior angles. Now we will see the pairs of alternate exterior angles. Now which are these? Look here, this D and F. Okay, now which pair remain? A and G. This is the pair of alternate exterior angles. Now one more pair remain, that is pairs of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. These pairs are, look here, pair C and angle C and angle H. Okay, another angle is angle B and angle E. Okay, do you understand this? Now look, whatever alternate angles, pairs and corresponding angles pair we got here. Look here, these pairs means D and H, they are of equal measure, AE, CG, BF, as well as these alternate and alternate interior angles pairs and alternate exterior angles pairs. They all are congruent. They all are congruent. CONGRUENT. Congruent with each other means their measures are equal. And we'll consider about the interior angles, pairs of interior angles. Then keep in mind the measure of these angles is equal to, if you will take the addition of these two angles, then it is equal to 180 degree. So we can say that these angles are supplementary. Supplementary angles means their measure is again 180 degree. Okay, do you understand this? Now we will go to the next point, some important properties. That same thing they have repeated here as properties. When two lines intersect, the pairs of opposite angles formed are congruent. Now look here, I will show you in this figure only the pairs of opposite angles. Look here, in this figure, which are the pairs of opposite angles? Angle D and angle B. Okay, as well as here's angle A and angle C. Next, angle H and angle F. After that, angle E and angle G. These pairs, suppose the measure of angle B is 50 degree. Then what is the measure of angle D? It is also 50 degree. Now look, if you want to find the measure of A and C, you can see that these two angles are in linear pair. And what is the measure of linear pair of angles? It is 180 degree. So we want to find the measure of A, then we have to subtract 50 from that. Then you will get 130 degree. So what is the measure of angle A here? 130. C is opposite angle, so measure of C is also 130. Now you can see here D and H are which pairs of angles? Corresponding angles. So H measure is 50 and C and H is interior angles. Their addition it will be 180. So each measure 130. Okay. Opposite of this, so H here this measure 50 and 130 is opposite. So here measure 130. Okay. Now you can see here, look, 130 plus 50 means these two angles forms the linear pair, as well as these two angles form linear pair, these two angles also and these two angles also. And you will see the addition of these interior angles. It will come exactly 180 degree. If you will see the corresponding angles, okay, here, then these will also come congruent with each other. Okay, now we'll see second property. The angles in a linear pair are supplementary. Why they are supplementary? Because the measure of the angles in linear pair is 180 degree and the sum of the measures of two angles is 180 degree, then these angles are supplementary. So the angles in a linear pair are supplementary. Third property is given, that is, when one pair of corresponding angle is congruent, then all the remaining pairs of corresponding angles are congruent, that we had seen now. Yes, by taking the example. Now, when one pair of alternate angle is congruent, then all the remaining pairs of alternate angles are congruent. As well as when one pair of interior angles on one side of the transversal is supplementary, then the other pairs of interior angles is also supplementary. Again, I will tell you one more example. Okay, so we'll take here the measure of the angle A. Suppose measure of angle A is 60 degree. Can you tell me the measure of angle D? Yes, it is 120 degree because these two angles are in linear pair. Then tell me what is the measure of angle B? It is also 120 degree because angle B is opposite to angle D, and the angles which are opposite to vertically opposite to each other, they are congruent. Now A and C also. So here 60. Now H measure, it will come 120. E, it will come 60. This 120 and this one 60. Again you can see here corresponding angles are of equal measures, as well as you can see here alternate angles, means this D and F, as well as this A and G. These are exterior alternate angles. Now we'll see the interior alternate angles C and E, as well as B and H. Look, their pairs are also congruent, and you can see here the angles. These are the interior angles. Their measure is equal to 180 degree. Okay. Now, so here they given, when one pair of interior angles on one side of the transversal is supplementary, then the other pair of interior angles is also supplementary. Okay. Now let us learn about the properties of parallel lines. Here they given one activity. You have to write this activity in your notebook. To verify the properties of angles formed by a transversal of two parallel lines, take a piece of thick colored paper, draw a pair of parallel lines and a transversal on it, paste straight sticks on the lines. 8 angles will be formed that we had seen upside. Cut pieces of colored paper as shown in the figure, which will just fit at the corners of angle 1 and angle 2. Place the pieces near different pairs of corresponding angles, alternate angles and interior angles, and verify their properties. You can verify the properties by doing this activity. Now let us learn. We have verified the properties of angles formed by a transversal of two parallel lines. Let us now prove the properties using Euclid's famous fifth postulate given below. we'll use the Euclid's postulate. That is, if sum of the two interior angles formed on one side of a transversal of two lines is less than the two right angles, then the lines produced in that direction intersect each other. Means what we want to prove? The interior angles, they are supplementary. If one pair of interior angle is supplementary, then the other side's pair is also supplementary. So for that we will see the interior angle theorem. First of all, you have to write this theorem in your notebook. How to write the theorem, that I said to you. First you have to write the statement of the theorem, afterwards you have to draw the figure, and after that, given if any construction will be there, then that construction to prove construction and proof. Okay. Now I will read the statement of the theorem. If two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, the interior angles on either side of the transversal are supplementary. Now look here, what do they given? If after if whatever part will be there, that we are considering as given part, and after then part means we have to prove that things. So here they given, if two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, then we have to take the two parallel lines. Here we have taken the line L is parallel to line M, and line N is their transversal. Hence, as shown in the figure, here you can see that angle A and angle B is one pair of interior angle, and the other pair is angle D and angle C, or angle C and angle D. Now here N is the transversal. Okay. Again I will read the given. Line L parallel line M and line N is their transversal. Hence, as shown in the figure, angle A, angle B are interior angles formed on one side, and angle C, angle D are interior angles formed on other side of the transversal. Now we want to prove here, look, on either side, the interior angles on either side of the transversal are supplementary, means their measure is 180 degree. So we will prove that angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree, as well as angle D plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. Now we will see the proof. Three possibilities arise regarding the sum of the measures of angle A and angle B. Okay, then which three possibilities are there? First possibility is angle A plus angle B is less than 180 degree. Second possibility is angle A plus angle B is greater than 180 degree. Or third possibility is angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. Now let us assume that the possibility 1 means angle A plus angle B is less than 180 degree is true. We will assume that. Here we will see the indirect proof. Then according to the Euclid's postulate, if the line L and line M are produced, will intersect each other on the side of the transversal where angle A and angle B are formed. If it is less than 180 degree, then these two lines, they will intersect each other. But what is given part? But line L and line M are parallel lines. That is given. So this statement, this is impossible. What is impossible? Angle A plus angle B is less than 180 degree is impossible. Then we have to see the next possibility, that is maybe angle A plus angle B is greater than 180 degree, that we will take as true. If angle A plus angle B is greater than 180 degree, then you can see here in the figure, angle A plus angle D. Okay, I will take here. Wait a minute. In figure I will show you that. Here you can see that angle A and angle D, as well as angle C and angle B, these are linear pair of angles. Means you can write here angle A plus angle D 180 degree. Huh? Then angle C plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. Okay, why? They are in linear pair. That only they given here. That is, look here, angle A plus angle D 180 degree, angle C plus angle B 100, angles in linear pair. If you will add these all angles, left side is equal to right side, then what will you get? Angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D is equal to 180 plus 180 means 360 degree. Now look, we will see here angle C plus angle D is equal to 360 minus angle A plus angle B. Means here 360 minus 180 means this is equal to 180 degree. So here if angle A plus angle B is greater than 180 degree, then 360 degree minus angle A plus angle B is less than 180 degree. Means angle C plus angle D is less than 180 degree. But we proved that it is not possible. So in that case, line L and line M produced will intersect each other on the same side of the transversal where angle C and angle D is formed. Okay. Now that's why angle C plus angle D is less than 180 degree is impossible. That is, angle A plus angle B is greater than 180 degree is also impossible. Therefore, the remaining possibility is possibility number 3, that is angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree is true from 1 and 2. As well as similarly, you can prove that angle C plus angle D is equal to 180 degree. Note that in this proof, because of the contradictions, we have denied the possibilities angle A plus angle B is greater than 180 degree and angle A plus angle B is less than 180 degree. Therefore, this proof is an example of indirect proof. When we will assume the given thing, from given thing here, what we assumed that to prove, they said to prove angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree, angle D plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. Then 3 possibilities, and that possibilities, from that 2 possibilities we had taken true, but they are not true, means here contradiction occurred. That's why the third property is true. Okay, do you understand this? Now here they given next corresponding angle and alternate angle theorems. I will read the theorem, that is, the corresponding angles formed by a transversal of two parallel lines are of equal measure. That we had seen by taking the example as 50 degree as well as 60 degree. Now here what do they given? Line L parallel line M, and line N is the transversal. What we want to prove? The corresponding angles. Here which are the corresponding angle? Angle A and angle B. These we have to prove these two angles are of equal measure, means they are congruent. Now how to prove? Look, you can see here the angle C and angle A. These two angles are in linear pair. So their measure it is equal to 180 degrees. So here they given angle A plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. First equation, and angles in linear pair. As well as if you can see angle P and angle C, these are which type of angles? Interior angles. So their measure is also 180 degree. Property of interior angles of parallel lines. Now from 1 and 2, both here these two right side of the equation are equal. So left side also we can take equal. So angle A plus angle C is equal to angle B plus angle C. You can see here angle C cut with angle C, then what will remain? Angle A is equal to angle B. That only we want to prove. So we have proved angle A is equal to angle B, means the corresponding angles formed by a transversal of two parallel lines are of equal measure. Okay, now we'll see the next theorem that is based on the alternate angles. The alternate angles formed by a transversal of two parallel lines are of equal measure. Here we have to prove that the alternate angles are of equal measure or they are congruent if the two lines are parallel. Now given line L parallel line M, and we have to consider here line N is the transversal. What we want to prove, which angles we want to prove here? Look here, angle D and angle B, these are the alternate angles. So we have to show here angle D is equal to angle B, or measure of angle D is equal to the measure of angle B. Now you can see here again the angles D and C, they forms the linear pair. Okay, so angle D plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. Now next you can see there angle C and angle B. Which type of angles are these? Interior angles. Okay, then you know that the angles, the pair formed by these two parallel lines and transversal of interior angles is supplementary. So here you can say that angle C and angle B is equal to 180 degree. Now again this right side of the equation is equal, so left side also it will be equal. So angle D plus angle C is equal to angle C plus angle B. Here which angle is same? Equal angle C. So it will cancel with each other and you will get that angle D is equal to angle B. So we have proved that the alternate angles formed by a transversal of two parallel lines are of equal measures. Okay, by using these you have to solve practice set 2.1 except example number 3. Okay, this example number 3 they have cancelled from your syllabus. See again. Okay, so today that much enough. Write down all the properties, theorems in your notebook. Be safe at your home. Solve the practice set in your notebook. Thank you. Bye.